Greetings, light workers. This is Oya Transformation, and this is your Oracle reading for January the 25th, 2022. Happy Tuesday. The first card that has been drawn, prayed upon, and dropped is from the Wisdom of the House of Night deck, and it is the number 10 reduced to 1. Individuality, ego. 1, love. I have never pulled this card before, which makes me exceedingly greatly grateful to share it with you. And what this card says is, my child, my wondrous one, it is time to celebrate because love is calling to you to open your heart and receive its blessings. Trust in love. Open hearts, trust in love. Now, you know and I know, we, as time goes on, as children, we open our hearts brightly and widely and receive until we receive something that's not so loving, and we start, this big open heart we have begins to close in, and we begin to guard our hearts. So let's see what the message is that will assist us in opening our hearts for this Monday. And the second card in this reading is from the Butterfly Oracle deck, and it is Join In. Okay, the number 1 and an open heart says, yes, it's okay to love, to love the Lord. It's okay. Got some kind of pollen or something. To love the Lord, your God. To love Source for all that it does for you, for me. But after that, we're sticking, that's the 0. Then we go into the 1 that allows us, the real one, that allows us to love ourselves so that we can be comfortable about opening our hearts to trust another. Now this card said join in. So that's when that 1 becomes 2, at least, because it's real easy. Sometimes it's not as easy to love yourself as you would like to believe it is. But once you kind of get that under your belt and you can move with it a little bit, I'm loving myself, hey. Once you start loving yourself, now it's time to take another dive. We have gotten to the pinnacle there, and we drop back down and we look at the ability to love each other. Can I trust that the divine that has brought me thus far will send me someone to love? And you know, there are all kinds of love. There's platonic love. There is love of humanity. There is love of nature. There is familial love. There is desirous love. All these ways are ways love can be represented in our lives, but you got to be willing to trust, which is one of the biggest things, because once we've been hurt a few times, we kind of not as open to trust, but it's baby steps. So if you want the beauty that comes to us when you get to be in union on this plane, when you stop looking at things as bad or good and start looking at things as open or closed or possibility or not, then love has a place to come in. So with that said, find new ways to interact with people. Find ways to open your heart. Find ways to tell people just who you are, to show up as who you are, because all of us have an embryo inside of us that is all love. I got the Schnauzer Raceway behind me, and you can't exactly show up with that if we're guarded. So, with that said, we are moving on to the third card in this reading, and it's from the Animal Medicine deck, and it is the 43 of Spider Medicine. Now, a lot of folks are scared of spiders and don't understand how a spider could have medicine. But the spider's body is a figure 8. So the medicine, the first thing I see in spider medicine is infinity. So that allows me to recognize that there are many, many choices in infinity. And so you can stick with the one that, oh, spiders scare me, open hearts scare me, people scare me. Well, okay, I got that. But you can also turn around and say, but I know I got a God and there's hope. And long as there's hope, I can do something else. I have lived through all my fears to talk about them. So now I have the opportunity not to talk about them and talk about the joys that come from having taken a leap of faith. This card says the web of fate also represents the wheel of life. The spider gave us the web, which are patterns, which were the first angles that allowed us to see an alphabet, that allowed us to communicate, that took us away from pictures and more into symbols. So, typically as humans, we are caught in the polarity of good or bad fortune without realizing that any time, the spider wants us to know, at any time we have infinity of choices, and infinity of choices that allow us to vacillate from the polarities of good and bad and find some things in the middle that bring us joy, that bring us freedom, that give us a chance to move in a different way other than from peace to chaos. Allow us to see there's a way to break that pattern and find joy. So, with that said, on this Tuesday, I want to say namaste. Thank you for listening and open your heart. You've lived through it before, you've done it before. Take the chance that you might actually find joy there. Be well.